Welcome to the exciting world of string playing. Normally this past spring and late summer, we would have been going to schools to demonstrate string instruments and to help teachers recruit students. We would have hosted try-it nights where students could try out our instruments, and we would have hosted rental meetings where we could have explained our program to parents and also helped size the students for the particular instrument that they're interested in. But 2020 had other ideas, so we're recording this video and having our virtual rental meeting via the internet. My name is David Smorelli, and I am a former orchestra teacher of 35 years. And one of my favorite things in teaching, as well as working here, is seeing the excited look on children's faces as they begin playing a string instrument. Our goal of this video is to introduce you to the Baroque Violin Shop, cover our rental program and its features, and review our simple three-step rental process that can be completed online. If you're more of a reader, all of this info we're planning to cover in the video can be found on our website, www.baroqueviolinshop.com. That's B-A-R-O-Q-U-E violinshop.com. Under the rental program menu. If you have any questions that come up from watching this video and you can't find an answer on our website, please feel free to contact us via phone or email, and we'll be happy to help. Now, just a few items before we go any further into our virtual rental meeting. Number one, while we partner with string teachers and schools around the country, we are not affiliated with your student's school in any way. If there are any questions about rental instruments, payments, exchanges, returns, etc., all those should be directed to us here at the shop, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. So you are not renting an instrument from the school, but from our shop. If you are not in the greater Cincinnati area, one of our education reps may be also able to help you. Please consult our website to see if there is a rep in the area nearest you. Number two, whether you choose to rent from us or not, one thing we don't want you to do is to run out and buy that $50 violin-shaped object you found online. The bargain will not benefit your student. As we will cover later in greater detail, there are some issues related to proper sizing and instrument quality that are critically important to learning on a string instrument. Now a little bit more about BVS. The Baroque Violin Shop was founded in 1974 by Paul Bartel, and we're the oldest string specialty shop in the Cincinnati area. Over the years, the business has grown, and we work with schools and students all around the country, but we still are a small family-owned business. As a former school orchestra director himself, Paul's passion and mission for the rental program was to deliver the best quality student instrument at the lowest price possible. High quality instruments allow students to better learn and grow on their instrument. And Paul never wanted money to be an obstacle for students interested in playing a string instrument. What this means for you and your student is that we offer a simple and affordable rental experience. Regarding the rental program, the first thing you're probably wondering is about the affordable part of our rental experience. In other words, what's this going to cost me? The current rental rates can be found on our website or on the materials supplied by your student's teacher. What you'll find out is our rates are usually better than any other string rental programs around the country. For payment plans, we offer month-to-month and yearly payment options via virtually all major credit and debit cards, check or cash. You can have your bank issue a monthly payment check if you want to go that route. If you have any questions about the rental costs, please let us know. Now for the simple part of the rental program. We will add in a bit of detail here so that parents with minimal or no string instrument knowledge will feel comfortable with the rental process. The first thing we want to do is take out the guesswork. Some string shops offer rental programs that have varying levels of instruments, sometimes 10 or more. We think that's just too confusing. Our vision is to offer one level of rental instrument that provides tremendous quality and value and sounds great. I would like to introduce Jeremy Bartell, our founder's son, who will discuss in more detail our rental instruments.
Hello, my name is Jeremy Bartell, and I would like to briefly talk about the quality of our rental instruments and what it means to be a high-quality instrument and why that's important. Our violins and violas are the Performance Series 300. They are $950 and $1,350 respectively on the violin and the viola. And our Academy 200 series is a really high-quality plywood instrument that the cello retails for $1,600 and the bass is $2,800. The Performance Series 300 is a hand-carved instrument with a maple back and maple ribs, and the top is a nice quality spruce. What also they have is an ebony fingerboard, which is incredibly important. On some cheaper instruments, the wood is a cheaper wood that they paint black, and that means that it's ebonized, and it causes an issue because the strings themselves actually dig down in to the wood and cause playability issues. Our instruments all also have true purfling, and the purfling is an inlay of ebony around the instrument that's inlaid in there. On some cheaper instruments that are out there, they have painted purfling, which is just simply painted on, and it's kind of an easy way out, and that's always a sign of a low quality instrument. Our Academy series, the Academy 200 series is a really durable plywood instrument. And this really is nice because it holds up. The smaller instruments being hand carved, they are fragile, but if this were to be a hand carved cello, it just kind of wouldn't hold up. So this series is extremely durable and made of plywood. What's unique for us is our makers, we have them do true graduations, which the violins and violas have, which means it's thicker and thinner in certain places. So on our plywood instruments, when they're made, they put extra pieces of plywood in there, and then they scrape the wood away so that it actually kind of mimics a true graduated carved instrument. So these also have the true ebony fingerboard, and they also have the inlaid ebony purfling. So one last little thing I want to talk about is the setup on our instruments. We have a professional setup on the instrument. And that is important because if it's not professionally set up, then the kids are going to struggle playing and they're going to really not know why they're having issues, but it all comes down to the professional setup. So a professional setup means that here the bridge is the proper height, the strings aren't too far off, the strings aren't too far down that causes buzzing and issues there. Then the spacing on the bridge is even, and then also on the nut it's slotted properly down into it. And then also has a proper spacing so that when the kids go from string to string, it's seamless and it's easy to play. Lastly, there's a sound post on the inside here, which if it's not in the proper spot, it can cause issues. And so it's supposed to be in a very specific spot, which allows for optimal resonance and overall sound quality in the instrument. So once again, the setup is important because the kids will fight tooth and nail to play, and if it's not right, they won't know why. But we have a high quality professional setup on all of our instruments. So now that I've talked about the quality of our rental instruments and what it means to be high quality, we're going to have David come back and explain all the accessories that come with your rental package.
Each of our rental kits includes the items a student will need to start learning and playing from day one. Not only will you get an instrument, a bow, and a case, but you'll also get this free starter package valued at $65. The starter package includes the music stand, a folder, the first year method book for that particular school, a shoulder rest for violin or viola, a polishing cloth, rosin, appropriate for the instrument, and a end pin stopper for cello or bass. All of these items are included in the rental fee, so there's no additional charge. Your rental fee also covers exchanges, maintenance, and replacement coverage. If something goes wrong with the instrument, we will fix it or replace it at no additional cost to you. This includes broken strings, if the instrument breaks in any way, if the bow breaks in any way. In other words, you're covered. If an instrument would happen to get lost or stolen, that's covered as well. We just simply ask that you fill out a police report so that it is on record that it has been lost or stolen. There are exclusions for intentional damage or misuse, so be sure to keep an eye out on your student and how they're treating the instrument. We actually have a video on our website that covers instrument care. So take a look at that, and we hope that the instruments will stay in very good shape as your student progresses. One last feature of our rental program is what we call rental equity or rental credit. 100% of your rental payments minus the tax accumulates over time and can be used to pay for up to 50% of the purchase price of any instrument in our inventory. This is a great way for a student to step up to a high quality instrument at a much lower out-of-pocket price. We have many students who do this upon graduation or even when they grow into a full-size instrument, which could be in the first couple years of playing. Some students won't grow into it until high school. It all depends on how tall the student is and how quickly they grow and how long their arm is, and we'll talk about sizing later. Now maybe you've got that little voice in your head saying, what happens if my child no longer wants to play a string instrument? There's another benefit of using the rental program. You can simply return the instruments to us and we will cancel your account. Refunds will be made if applicable. The next question we get pretty often is, what happens when my student says they want to change instruments or switch to another string instrument? No problem. Simply request an exchange online or by calling or emailing the shop, and we will get everything updated on your rental account, including any changes to the billing based on the instrument type. That covers all of our rental program features and some of the questions we most frequently get asked. Now we will talk about how you actually rent the instrument. So what are the steps involved in renting a string instrument? As I mentioned before, we want to have a simple 3-step rental process. Step 1, choose the instrument, violin, viola, cello, or bass. Step 2, measure your student for proper instrument size. If you weren't aware, string instruments come in fractional sizes. Proper sizing is critical to developing proper technique and enhancing playability. We have a size that will fit your student. Step 3, choose your preferred billing cycle, monthly or yearly, and complete our online rental form. Let's go back to step 1, instrument selection. The first thing you will need to decide is which instrument your student wishes to learn. There's no wrong choice. They're all amazing. Unlike wind instruments, there is a size that will fit any age student of any size. Usually it's the sound that the students prefer, which affects the final decision. If they don't like the sound, they're not going to want to practice. Here are some quick samples of each instrument if you want your student to listen to them before making their choice. So let's talk about measuring for fit. As we mentioned, string instruments come in fractional sizes so that the students can learn proper technique on that particular instrument, and then it fits their body size. Based on the instrument, you'll measure differently to find the correct size. You'll find size charts and measurement instructions on our rental pages. But we want to demonstrate the measurement methods so you can see them being done. Sizing of instruments is not an exact science, but we think we've gotten it pretty close. We will start with how to measure for a violin or viola. Have your student stand and extend their left arm with the palm facing up at a 90-degree angle, parallel to the floor, and have them measure from the base of the neck to the middle of the palm. So I have a yardstick here. So I would take the yardstick, place it against my neck, and then look at the measurement to the middle of the palm, and then record that number. For the cello, you want to measure with your student standing nice and tall from the floor up to the sternum, or the notch where the ribs come together. So simply, if you're using a tape measure, from the floor up to the point where the ribs meet, or the sternum notch. For the bass, again, have your student stand nice and tall and simply measure their height. So from the floor to the top of their head, and record that number. Now that you have those measurements, Note the measurement that you got for your particular instrument and look up the correct size on the size chart on our website. If you find your student is in between sizes, always select the smaller one. It's easier to play on an instrument that's a little bit small than to play on an instrument that's too big. That is our measurement guide. Please reach out. If you have any questions, you can reach us via phone or email. As we mentioned before, it's not an exact science, but we think it'll get you pretty close. And if for some reason you end up with the wrong size instrument, we can always swap it out. As your student grows, they will gradually move up to a larger size instrument. You can reference our size charts in the future if you want to measure your student every few months or so. Or your student's teacher may say that it's time to move up a size. When you need a larger size, visit the rental exchange page on our website or contact us via phone or email. Our rental program includes free exchanges, so there's no additional paperwork or payments that are necessary at that point. Pretty simple. So we are now in the final step, step 3, completing your online rental payment form and paying. Once you've measured and determined your instrument size, you'll choose your preferred payment cycle. You can rent month to month or yearly. We do require 2 months payment up front for monthly customers. Yearly is the best value, where you pay for 10 months, but you get 12 months of rental, and then the last 2 months are free. If you terminate your contract before the 10th month, we will refund the remaining months beyond those first 2. Next, you'll select how you're going to get the instrument. Violins, violas, and cellos can be shipped via UPS, or they can be picked up at our Cincinnati shop, or if you live near one of our reps in other areas of Ohio or in other states, they can assist with getting the instruments to you. Due to the size, we do not ship basses, so you'll need to pick those up here locally, or possibly we can arrange a delivery by our staff. Sometimes we coordinate with teachers and bring all student rentals to the school at the same time. Please keep in mind, we're not affiliated with the school, we just do this as a convenience. So you're not renting through the school, you're still renting through us. But if your school has a delivery schedule, your student's teacher will communicate this to you. Once you make your selection, feel free to contact us if you have any questions or special circumstances, and we will make sure you get your instrument. So that's our rental program. We hope that you find it rather straightforward and easy, but we deal with it every day. So if we miss something or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us or email, or you can contact your local rep. We are excited to be a part of your student string instrument experience, and we will do all we can to support their learning. Have fun making music.